Good morning, folks. This is Pawpaw. Now, Ivan has followed me over here to my bee room. Now, I'm in the preparations, preparing to get some stuff set up to work on my bees. Now, I'm not going to work on bees with Ivan over here because that's going to be a problem to start with. He's too nosy. Now, Heidi, she knows better. Heidi knows better. She knows when I put on that white suit, when I put that bee suit on, Heidi takes off for the house, the front porch, and she'll watch from a distance. So Ivan's going back toward the house now, so we're just gonna let him kind of go on. I let him out every morning and feed him and let him hang out in the yard for a while, and then he goes back in with Miracle and the goats. But right now he's exploring. And he's having a good time. Anyway, this is my bee room. It's kind of congested, a lot of stuff in there. And we're gonna go in here in just a minute and start getting some stuff set up for tomorrow. The reason I'm not gonna try it today is it's fixing to rain. And if it rains, bees don't like it. They get contrary. If it's cloudy, they're not too happy. So we're going to make sure it's a good sunshiny day, and it's supposed to be tomorrow, okay? So that's my bee room. We'll be back in here in just a minute, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. All right, tomorrow morning, we're going to come right around here, and we're going to replace, or not replace, but we're going to add a box to each one of those. Each one's going to get a box. And that short one in the middle there, it's going to get 2 boxes eventually, but this year, early, this month, in fact, this is May, we're going to put 1 box, and then about probably June, last of June, maybe the 1st of July, we're going to add another box. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to clean up the front of them, take those jars out of the way for a little while, because I don't usually feed sugar water in the spring like this. I usually wait till it starts just dry and hot, and I'll give the water bottles back to them. Right now, there's plenty of water everywhere. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the tops off tomorrow morning, hopefully, and I'll bring you with me. And we'll add a box on top of those and put it all back together and kind of look for any kind of problems that may be there that we can address either tomorrow or at a later date. So I'm kind of running late this year on this. I usually would have had this done, 2 or 3 weeks ago. But when you're feeding a little donkey and 2 little goats bottles, they take up a little bit of your morning time. And I like to get started early. And so anyway, let's go to the bee room. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but I'm going to show you how we're going to get all set up. Heidi, you gonna stay right there? Good girl. Pawpaw will be right in here. All right, this is my bee room. And you look around and you say, oh my Lord, how do you find anything? Well, I know where everything's at. It may not look organized, but it is. It is organized. I even have a TV and a surround sound in here. And over there, I got a stereo. Well, sometimes I need a little entertainment. All right, so what we do, I've already set up these 2 here. Let me, if I can sing them out a little bit here. Here we go. These are boxes, and these are the honey frames, okay? If you'll look, it looks like a little honeycomb. And what it is, this is plastic. But it's got a wax coating on it. It's got a wax coating. And the bees will pull that wax out and add their own wax to it, and they will build cells on each one of those, on each side. Come on, Pawpaw. Get it back in there. Anyway, there's 10 of these in each box, okay? These are the empties. We're going to put some in just a minute. And I have these 2 boxes ready to go. These are brand new frames. These are called frames. This is called foundation. This middle part is called foundation. And this wooden part around is the frame. And they make them in black, and they even make plastic frames. But I like the wooden ones myself. If one gets cracked or something, I feel like I can take a little Elmer's wood glue and put it right back together. So we're going to fill these boxes up. And in here, these are frames I used last year. And you say, what is all that on it? Well, that's cedar shavings, okay? What don't flop off, them bees will bring it right on out when they clean them up. The bees will take these things and they will clean them up. But those are cedar shavings. You see the old frame, the old foundation, the sails. Those are sails. Okay? Now you're getting a good look at it. The bees did that right on top of that plastic foundation. Okay? But anyway, I'll shake all these off. Some of these have never been used yet, but they were in the frames. And then what I'll do, I'll take a box, put it crossways on here, and then I'll take these and I'll just insert them like that. And then we'll go all the way across. Now I'll put the ones that have the more of the frames. I'm gonna put the empty ones like on the outside edges. That'll be the last ones they'll work on. They'll work on the center ones first. Look at this one. How good them sails are. They're uniform, but you know what? They build them uniform even in a tree like that. In a hollow tree where there's no foundation, their sails will be exactly like that. Exactly. I always keep them the same. But the cedar shavings will keep bugs out when you store them for the winter. The aroma, I guess, or whatever, you know, it's like, you know, what some folks still do. Maybe I know in the old days, my mom and them kept cedar stuff. If they stored something away in a box or a trunk, they would put cedar shavings in there. It might be in a bag, but they would put cedar shavings in there. And that kept, it started something right here. You see how they started that? And that's how they'll do it. They'll start at a spot and they'll work out on both sides. They had started this one before winter came and they never got to finish it. Okay. But yeah, folks would put cedar shavings or cedar block of wood or whatever in an old trunk with their clothes, kept moss out of them. And the worst thing about when these things are being stored is moss. They're called a wax moth. And they can destroy a beehive. Now, all the sawdust or shavings that you see stuck, you think, uh-oh. No, it's okay. The bees will remove it, and they'll have this place clean as it can be when they start making the honey. Okay, you can see they started some right here. Just started to pull it out. Okay, now. Anyway, that's the way we'll do a box. I dropped that down too far, I think. Let me get it up here. There we go. Okay. There's 3 boxes. I'm going to need 4 here by the shop. So I'm going to do 1 more box. And they'll be ready for tomorrow. And one more thing I want to show you, so I'll be all ready for. is my smoker. Smoking bees does not hurt them. You don't put too much in there, but you do put enough to calm them down. And I use pine straw. I gather it up around these pine trees, and I pack it in this smoker. And when I light it, it'll stay lit long enough because it'll just smolder. It doesn't burn, it smolders. And the smoke that's coming out, guys, it's not hot. I mean, you could fire it up and get it hot and have even flames coming out of the end, but you don't. You just kind of puff just enough to calm the bees down. And I'd light that and close this up, and it'll be ready. And I have a plentiful supply of pine straw around here. This is East Texas. We got pine trees everywhere. But you can kind of see, that's my extractor there that we extract the honey with. But as you can see, this is a lot of preparation actually, because I'll have to do one more box. And tomorrow morning I'll come out, I'll put my bee suit on, fire up my smoker, and I'll take you guys with me, and we'll go put some boxes on those hives out there. Okay? All right, you've been to the bee room now. I don't let nobody else in here but you guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go here, and we'll get together again tomorrow morning. So this is Pawpaw, and I'm out of here.